All right, currently we are live, and if y'all would go ahead and join the live stream on your phone so y'all can keep up with the chat and everything.
Yeah. All good. I need to get that live stream going.
So hi guys, I gotta say welcome to the very first podcast of the A1Fx and No Nonsense Forex podcast. Well, what we're going to be doing is we're just going to be surveying different levels to the Discord right now. We're with some outstanding public members who I feel like represent the general public very well. They're really active, they really help each other out, they're gaining more knowledge, and just day in and day out they put in the work and they just getting better each and every day. And I gotta say, with these two individuals that I picked, as you can see on the screen, they'll be able to get into the private group members and they'll just be able to spread their wings and soar as they just continue on their progress with Forex. And so that's enough introducing from me. If y'all guys would like to talk about yourselves, it don't matter which one goes first, just let everybody know like who you are and where you're from.
Yeah, well, I'm Phil Pop, 33, and I'm from the UK, but I live in Finland. I love living here. It's great.
Oh, I'm Taylor. I'm from the UK as well, still living here, just outside of London. And living life, feeling good. Sunshine's happening right now in England, so
I gotta say, right now in the States is not the best, but yeah, I gotta say
that sort of stuff out there, man. It looks crazy.
Yeah. Crazy.
I'm glad I'm not out there, to be honest.
I mean, it's kind of like I'm like near the chaos a little bit, but where I'm at, we still hear birds chirping and everything is just going good and everything.
Oh. Right, yeah, it looks like some parts are pretty much at war out there right now.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Some of that stuff.
Yeah, just wait until the army gets on the streets.
Oh no, that's already there. He already enacted the National Guard.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's like
the army is a different thing.
I follow Twitter to like watch, like news and stuff, and like the crypto space. And man, some people posting crazy stuff there. Well, I hope it all gets better out there for real for you guys.
Well, I gotta say, regardless of like everything like that, we're not gonna get into politics a little bit too soon, but I guess Phil, apologize for that, like you get into just like describe your Forex journey, like say where you started, what first got you interested, like say did you start off with trend lines or just everything like that. The floor is yours.
You know what, I originally, obviously I moved to Finland a few years ago, and I thought, how can I get, like, if I get a job, that's fine. But if I lose the job, how can I have another source of income? And I was thinking this when I was living in the UK, and I thought, I know what, I could start trading. That's going to make me some money. How wrong I was, but, you know, like, I looked into it many years ago, and I had IG demo account on my phone, and I was like, just like basically throwing darts and seeing what the outcome was, and I thought, this is really, really difficult. How am I going to get into this, you know? Anyway, I moved to Finland, and then I've just, you know, been looking at stocks and penny stocks. I thought, you know, there's this Tim Sykes. I kind of like, although I'm not too sure what to make of him really, but I kind of liked him. And I was like, emailed him, and he was like, yeah, well, you can get on my course. It's like $3,000. And I was like, you know what? I'm probably all right. I'll just leave this one out. Yeah, exactly. And he's like, well, if you want to make money, you've got to pay it. You know, arguably, he's right. You've heard
the saying, haven't you?
Money into it.
Everything you can pay for, you can find for free on the internet.
For real.
I've heard that many times.
Yeah, so basically I got into looking at stocks, and then I found this other content about Forex, and then bang, the big banks video hit me on an algorithm on YouTube.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, this is really impactful. I was like, I like this guy. I like the way that he's like explaining how this FX market works, and I could really relate to it and connect to what he was saying. Obviously, I'm talking about VP, and I was like, yeah, the big banks probably do manipulate the markets, and it makes perfect sense to me. And then I just jumped onto the baseline video, I think it was, and I was like, what is this baseline? What is this all about? And then I think in that video he says, you know, if you're new, go back to the beginning. So that's what I did, and I've just been exclusively no nonsense Forex.
Oh, okay.
Actually,
that sounds really good, and I gotta say, just for myself, which is a little, I'm pretty sure I done shared my story a whole bunch of times, but I gotta say the YouTube algorithm kept pushing that big banks video to me. I did not want to watch that long video, but my life done changed since I watched that. So I gotta say we all kind of share that same thing. With it just seemed like that big banks video everybody got to.
Oh, I'll tell you what happened for me. I was minding my business, you know, just living 2018 summer, and I was working a couple of jobs, and on Instagram I saw a signal service. This kid, this like literally this guy about my age, and this kid sort of 20 years old, he was, you know, sitting in a Mercedes with loads of money.
classic.
Yeah. And I was like, damn, what's going on here? He was like, follow my signals. You can just deposit £300 for money. You can take it out whenever you want. You control your money, not you. I was like, oh, okay, all right. My ears started sort of perking up. Jumped on board, messaged him, said, yo, what's going on? He said, got a Telegram, invited me to his Telegram. And then he said, yeah, sign up for here. It was BD Swiss, was the broker. Never go back to BD Swiss again. And then from there, put into £300 account. I traded it, sort of following these signals. Some went up, some went down, and then I ended up, I think I made £70, and I thought, right, okay, I put another £700 in. And I had an account balance of £1,000, and I think I was trading, and it went up to £1,300. I had.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I thought, man, this is good.
That's good. That's not bad.
Oh, it's alright, isn't it? Until realised that you're actually just gambling, and I think it took a margin called, and it was about 4 trades, took me out. All of them went down to like my stop loss. There was like £100, £300 each trade, so I was totally over leveraged for risk, and really it was gambling. Looking back on it now and seeing all VP's structure and how he does it all, there was none of that involved at all, and it was just gambling. So I thought, damn, fuck. And I thought, okay, I've pretty much been scammed. I want to find out actual real Forex market now and actually learn about what just happened.
Yeah.
I started following some people on YouTube. Jason Appleton, I think his name is. Yeah, he does. Jason, I'm not sure. But then I found sort of warrior trading as well, and these names are sort of past me now.
Can I just quickly interrupt you, Taylor, and just add another thing to my story that I've got notes that I forgot to mention. Like before I got into this, I don't know if you've heard of Napoleon Hill.
Yeah.
So Napoleon Hill was like
old school guy.
Yeah, it's old school, and it's very much like he wrote a book called Think and Grow Rich.
Oh yeah, that.
Yeah, you know. So this was really like, I don't know, I was really going on affirmations before I found no nonsense Forex. So I was like affirming myself every day, that I'm going to somehow claim success, and I want to give back something to the world, and whatever that might be, I don't know yet, but something really, positive. And I was doing my affirmations for about a month and a half before I got the algorithm for the big banks. So for me, it was like a real calling to do something with my life and do what I can to change the world.
Wow, that's powerful, man.
That's it. Long story short for me, I was trying to find out everything, and then one video, I scrolled down, comments, and somebody in the comment section, and they said, I'm on NNFX, No Nonsense Forex. It's the only person I feel like being true and really like telling the truth about everything. So I thought, okay, I searched it up, and then from then I stopped following every other person that I was learning trading from. Samuel Lee,
exclusive to the game.
Yeah, I thought, hang on a minute, this guy now, I like the way he talks. I like how he's, just basically say, and take it or leave it. This is what I think. There's no sort of like, wasn't trying to impose anything.
This is it, the way that VP gives everyone the course on his method.
Yes.
Follow it word for word, and
the thing is as well, is what really makes me, like, I don't even really run a trade Forex any other way. Like, if I can't do it this way, then I won't, because the way you have your time back, daily time frame.
Exactly.
That's sort of like, I'll either do it like this, or I'm not going to do it, because all I see is stress in other ways. If you're going to be trading every day, etc., put an algorithm, and yes or no, every day for about 15-20 minutes at the end of the day, seems like, I can make a passive income from that, then that's what I'm going to do. And I like it. It's really sort of, anyone can do it this way. You don't have to be sort of like
I think anyone can do it until it comes to the point when you're actually trading real money psychologically. That's when the game's won.
Yeah, a lot of people not built for that kind of stuff. And like Taylor, I really do vibe with like what you're saying and like where you come from and everything. Because like with no nonsense Forex and everything, I just really think that this is like the first true Forex education that's out there that's just available for everybody except for baby pips. Because everybody else, they always say, oh, I got this secret indicator you got to pay $100 for, or learn this new trick I just got for $200, or just something crazy, man. But VP, like you said,
exactly.
He is cut and dry. This is what you're gonna get. Either you're gonna do it my way, or you can go do it your way. And I hope for you the best either way.
Exactly.
I really appreciate it. And I guess just so I won't feel left out, a little quick rundown of my Forex adventure. Just at first, I started off in Robinhood, trading penny stocks, doing options and things like that. Like I said, it was almost like gambling, like Taylor said, kind of just clicking buttons. I was young. I mean, I'm still young, but I was younger than what I am now. Just clicking buttons, and I lost a whole bunch of money. And one of my friends had came to me. He was like, "Hey, you should really do Forex because I'm really smart. I'm good with numbers and just analytical thinking and just things like that." And so I started looking into it. I was trying to trade off my phone. And they was a part of iMarkets Live. I don't know if y'all know about that or not. Don't join that if you're listening to this. Don't join that at all. So I was trying to do all that.
Oh, no.
And then I was just constantly looking at other people, like we talked about in the Discord. I think Jay Tape Profits, before I knew about No Nonsense Forex, he was the main person I was following and listening to. But then as soon as I watched that Big Banks video, I really fell in love with VP. But I gotta say, and this is gonna lead into the next concept or idea that we're gonna talk about in this in the podcast, is that transitioning from what I was doing to No Nonsense Forex was not easy for me at all. Like I said, VP back testing everything, he had to break me up every single time, and I'm glad I came when I was, because he was still uploading. It was, you had to wait for it. It's not wasn't all there. And I started back testing off my phone on Google Sheets, just switching between apps and MT4 like that for so long.
Wow.
Then I started with my computer, and it's like different rules. Like when I tell y'all, it was so terrible. Like I didn't want to listen to his money management, so I said, you know what? Every trade, I'm gonna get 50 pips. Either I'm gonna win 50 pips or lose 50 pips, 1-to-1 ratio. And as you can see, that did not work well for me. And it's
That's
just
why I was lucky, because I just it was the first thing I really sunk my teeth into, because nothing else really caught me. So I wasn't really experienced at all, but it just caught me, and that's the only way I know, you know.
That's a real advantage, I think, that we have there. Because like me, you know, I didn't learn anything about trend lines, anything. I was still a clean palette. I didn't have to reprogram or anything. It's good. So I do feel for you there, A1. How, you know, you just got to totally take away your current mindset. That must have been sort of a head fuck, you know.
yes. And when I tell you, man, day in, day out, every day, I was on my phone or on my computer back testing, doing Forex, just grinding at it. And I always telling people, whenever you're building your first algorithm, don't necessarily just go for the best. Like I said, it took me about 6 months to make my first algorithm that was garbage.
Yeah.
It was not good at all. But you just gotta keep working at it.
That's it, man. I was learning my stuff. You know, I remember I actually found out about Forex in September 2018. Then I found VP probably early 2019. So he was still producing, you know, still uploading stuff. I was still waiting for that stuff. So that was exciting. But yeah, I mean, you know, I spent ages just testing these indicators, and then I've tested it wrong. I tested it, and I spent hours testing it the wrong way. It's like, oh,
yeah,
man.
Yeah, I think everyone's done that. You know, the repaints, man. The repaints.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That's a really important. That's a really important thing. You know, to really, you're gonna take big hits. It's gonna seem like big hits, but you gotta remember as soon as you sort of highlight a mistake, you find a mistake, and that's just the same as winning, you know, like in Forex, taking away a loss, same as winning a win.
Basically getting your emotions up because you got an amazing win percentage, and then realising it's a repaint, and you're like, oh damn,
for real,
all that work for nothing.
Yeah, man, exactly.
I had that problem once, and then you just learn and move on, don't you?
Exactly, you got to think, okay, at least I know that now. At least I know that that's something that doesn't work. I mean, and you can see that you eliminated that thing. Okay, that's the mindset. Keeps you going.
Okay, and I guess another question. So, like, in your opinion, what is the hardest part about no nonsense Forex that you had to just grasp or just learn? Like I said, I think for me, as I talked about, it was like money management and stuff like that. What about y'all?
Oh, it's a good one. It's a hard one. I mean, I think I'm kind of a disciplined person. You know, I sort of don't have a massively strict eating diet, but in real life, I sort of, the money management and stuff so far, I mean, I haven't done live trading, but the psychology and the money management sort of, I'm okay at the moment, I feel like, but like you said, it's totally different when you go live. I think the hardest parts for me was sort of breaking the barrier of like indicators. I feel like I was almost overwhelmed by, when I started testing one indicator, then I found it like, what indicator should I put with this one? Like, then what setting should I use? And, you know, and then it's just like, it's sort of like so many different possibilities. It sort of made me almost like freeze. I mean, it almost made me like...
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say, Chris, like the hardest thing for me that's quite difficult is trawling through all the indicators that I found and just finding basically just crap ones that I've just had to bin. But then there's ones that I'm like, should I test this one? You know, is it worth testing, or is it worth keeping, and like just trying to
It's like such
have
a
kind of
long
some kind of
task.
like point score for how good an indicator is by the benchmark, and then putting it in a different folder or something, because it might get you something later, but because I'm inexperienced, you don't know, so you just got to save it for later, haven't you? But then trawling through, I think I've got about 3,000 indicators.
Exactly.
And it's like, and I'm just like, literally, I've got trawling through, most of them are just rubbish.
Like, where do you go? Like, where do you keep? How do you want to do
it's
the
just
best
like,
way
we just
possible?
click through it and then just see if it fits the criteria. If it doesn't, I just put it to a different folder so it doesn't trouble me again. And then, and once I keep, it doesn't catch my eye, I won't test it, but if it fits with my current aim for an algorithm, then I will test it on the 5 benchmark.
So then, I guess not hearing y'all, it kind of make me question. So like, I know right now in the Discord y'all have the public tag to y'all names, but what part of like algorithm building or no nonsense Forex are you actually are? Like, are you, like I said, have you built the full algorithm and you're in the forward testing phase, or are you still trying to find that C2, or what's up?
I was talking to Taylor before we went live about this, because it's kind of funny, because I had an algorithm built over 6 months, like yourself, Chris. Like, I built it over 6 months. I was really like a bit of a sniper with it. I was trying to get the best of the best, and I built it, and it was pretty good on the back testing with the monetary value, and the profit factor was really good, and my ROI was like, I think it was over 2 years, it was like 17% on US dollar, something like that.
Okay.
So I thought, like, I'm just gonna go for it and just see.
It's a hard one.
It's like forward testing, because I wanted to actually forward test not just for the results. I just wanted to do it for the see if I could discipline myself to do it every day. So I just did that, and then the market crashed. The stock market has crashed.
Oh.
Volatility went up to the moon, and I was like, what do I do now? It's like, I haven't back tested this. So basically I've just taken a step back, which is probably a mistake. But I've taken a step back because I was unsure about my volume indicator.
Okay.
But I'm playing the long game, so I will start forward testing again soon, up till October is what I've scheduled. And then but I'm gonna play it slightly different. But we'll talk about that when we go to the concepts part of the podcast.
Okay, that sounds good. Taylor, what about you? What part of your no nonsense Forex journey are you at?
I made a crappy algorithm. Made a demo. I just liked the feeling of like trading and doing it every evening, getting into the flow of it and putting in the numbers, the risk profile. I feel like it's important to keep that sort of flowing. You know your calculation by heart, and you get a signal. But even though it wasn't winning me, I think I went for like about 3 or 4 months and got to about 11% drawdown. And I just, I sort of knew that this was not the algorithm that was going to be getting me a career. But then I just was still excited, and I was still enjoying losing, even though that sounds weird. I was still enjoying, jumping in trades.
You've got to love losing, haven't you?
Yeah, you just got to take it.
Yeah.
Take it well. And then, so right now, I've actually got a pretty solid, I've got 5% win rate across the 8 pairs with my competition 1 and 2, which was like good about that. Moved on to a baseline, tested down the 5 pairs, profited on those pairs with them, maybe not every year, but it's pretty solid. And I'm just testing the volume now, and once I get my pairs tested, the volume, like I'm gonna do the news, adding in the news, then see what results I get.
Exit indicator, Taylor.
No, I don't at the moment. So the way I see that is I feel like I'm going to add the exit indicator while I'm sort of maybe in the news of the testing. That's where I'm going to be working out the profits and stuff.
Okay.
I'm not too sure. I've got some good candidates for an exit indicator. So I think I might just start in the forward test demo phase, really. You know, that could be detrimental to my sort of return on investment at the end of the period. You know, my confirmation one's an exit indicator, so it's not like I'm going to be about a better exit than a stop loss. If you know, I think I don't know.
Okay, so
I've
like,
got a really nice baseline that gets me out pretty quick.
Oh, exactly. Yeah, you know, we've got the baseline as well, so. But the exit indicator, yeah, I feel like it's best to be sort of seen in real time, to see where it gets you out before the trading stop, you know, because
yeah,
that's what it's sort of up against. VP says.
yeah, exit indicators up against news, your baseline, your C1, and your trailing stop. It's basically up against the wall with everything. So that is gonna be pretty hard. So like, after hearing y'all stories and seeing where y'all at, it kind of begs me to ask the question: have y'all tried to apply for private member status? Cause it seems like y'all very diverse and no nonsense Forex, but why you haven't taken the next step?
Oh, yeah, this is it. I mean, I'm back to that. I tested first ever Formation 1. Yeah, the Vining. It was called Vining HMA, and tested it through any parts, any hours, and then I thought, okay, I've got the what I need to join the private members, and then from then went to I think Firewhite, and I've got these things and you need to put the dates and the stop loss.
Oh.
What you want your stop loss. So I thought, man,
This is exactly what happened to me. I've got Google Sheets, tons of Google Sheets with
I spent hours.
I have no dates. So, because I don't have the dates, I was like, well, you know what? I'm cool. Just like so.
Exactly that. That's exactly my opinion. That's what exactly. For you know what? I need the private members group, man. I mean,
I think
at the
we
end
get
of
there at some point, but at the moment,
I mean, I'd love to be there, but yeah, I mean.
Well, I would say, I guess, just aside from just like the private group status, like why include dates whenever you're back testing? Like, because in my opinion, now we can have a difference of opinion. Like whenever you're going back to try to tweak things, it makes it a little bit quicker.
100%, yeah, and I'm doing the dates. Now I don't use the dates for the confirmation 1 and the confirmation 2. I just literally I just put the win rate, the win loss, and shortcuts. I just see real quick. Use the no nonsense Forex assistant. You know, when you press the B and the S on the keyboard, it tells you if it's a win or a loss. I think that's a pretty good manual expert advisor to use, and it's a really nice, efficient way to just test indicators. And then I just try and hit a good rate with low shortcuts. Then I'm moving on with the baseline, measuring the pips. Now I'm adding in dates. That's where I'm adding in, and then I can sort of peak baseline and that's just my sort of methodology.
I know this sounds really stupid, but I'm totally not very tech savvy when it comes to like spreadsheets. So basically, when I was reading through the blog, I just basically followed what VP was suggesting.
Man, you should have hit me up for my spreadsheets.
Did the basics and then win percentage with the win percentage on the chalks as well, but I just didn't put the dates. But it doesn't bum me out. I can test them again. It's not a problem. But like now, as I was saying before, I'm really focusing on trade psychology. going forward.
Yeah.
As well as testing as well, obviously. But I'm not in a rush to get into the crowd.
I feel you. So then, I guess now speaking on like the Discord, like I guess so we see your opinions on like the private group and moving up along those lines. Do y'all like have any other thoughts about the Discord? Like, what do y'all think of improvements? Any good things that's positive about it, or what's up?
You know what I love about the Discord is I love that everyone is like together and asking the same questions sometimes, but how everyone's sort of strategizing together, like, you know, on their own, like subjectively. But and I also shout out to the admins on the Discord. It's damn hard. Like, it must be such a pain in the ass sometimes. But you know, shout out to them, big respect.
I was liking what Judge VP was saying the other day about how they're working with they're sort of negotiating some terms with a tattoo firm, and I think, you know, how amazing would that be if like no nonsense Forex traders had their own sort of fund, or just traded that fund? That would be pretty fucking cool.
I mean, we already had two with funded traders at Maverick. It's going to be kind of like that. It's not necessarily a no nonsense Forex fund. It's just going to be a company that we're going to get, or not a company, a firm that we're going to get with, that are going to be like special terms and conditions for no nonsense Forex traders.
That's great. Maverick's the one for me. That's what I want to kind of shoot for. If I can rake in 15 to 20% per year. I'm sort of got a little pot for the money for the upfront fee for Maverick, and as soon as I do 12 months of live for testing, you know, and I've got a good sort of FX book stat EV type of thing, and approach them and say, check me out. That's the goal for me, you know. 80%.
I think Maverick's really like on a professional level prop trading firm, like just the whole admin side and the backward knowledge through. I think it's Ryan, is it? CEO. I can't remember his name, but he's a really knowledgeable guy from what I've like looked at or listened to.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't remember his name though.
I love the Discord for all the same reasons. It's kind of a nice place to be. It was really cool, the No Nonsense Forex competition that just recently happened.
Man, they cheated me.
Really?
I mean, they did, but I'm just kidding. Cause like what happened was, you know, that change that happened where it went from ROI to profit factor. If it was based off ROI, I would have moved on to the next level.
Oh, right, man. Damn. Tell you what, that was such a good competition.
Yes.
Get a feel for where people are and get a whole sort of grasp. But I've got so many questions, and even silly little questions sometimes get missed in normal chat. You know, you just need just one guy to just talk to and to say, hey, you know, what's this or what's that? Just little things that you just in the picture a little bit more clearer in your head. And I mean, this competition was really eye-opening.
Yeah.
Really good.
Yeah, I mean, shout out to Cluckface, like,
nice.
He totally annihilated it, didn't he? But,
Yeah.
I mean, I can't take him, you know, he's obviously, like, very good at what he's doing, but his profile picture makes me laugh every time. Every time, it's like a little clown face, you know.
Okay.
Reminds me a bit.
Okay. So, before we get to the conversation portion, where it's going to be open floor with us and also with the live chat, a couple more questions I want to ask is that, so like for this year or like with your overall testing and everything, do y'all have any short term or long term goals for y'all set for yourselves, and where y'all at with it? I think Phil, you talked about saying forward tests into October and stuff like that, but like, is there anything else you want to add on to that, or Taylor?
Yeah, so just me quickly, because basically I'm forward testing, but you know, I'm working full time, I'm actually an electrician, automation electrician. So I'm working hard at that, and I'm a father of two, and on top of that, I've got jobs to do at home, and then when I've finished all of that, I'd do my testing. So I haven't got a lot of time in the day, but I've got enough to get some good testing done. So that's why it takes me a bit longer, but I've got the patience to go through it, and I'd look to probably next year go for a prop firm in London, probably trading like small beginners account, a good period of time whilst working, and I'll do that until I'm ready to step up and maybe go to another prop firm, or maybe up the risk a little bit. Something like that.
Why like a London prop firm? Why do you?
I'll probably not to disclose that on YouTube.
Oh, fair enough.
It's probably better for my finance.
Cool.
Okay.
Respectable.
Well, I hope to see you at the event.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up. I had my notes. Are you guys coming?
I'm in England right now. I'm in sort of North London now. So yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be able to make that flight.
Oh man.
Yeah, I got school. Saving up for my Tesla. I don't know if y'all see my streams. I really love my Tesla. Going to love my Tesla. Saving up and everything. But whenever the Las Vegas one come out, I'll definitely be there, and it'll be interesting. I'll talk to the person. He really thinks I should maybe try to speak on the event or something like that, and I'll be crazy if I do.
Nice. Yeah, that'd be sweet.
Nice.
Yeah, I look forward to that. I'm definitely coming. It's going to be a fun event.
Cool, great. Are you coming to the London one? Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, y'all should link up then.
My goals right now, I'm just grinding out the E2, C1 and baseline combination. Trying to find ones that are sort of earning those pips between the 5 pairs, sort of comparing the results, and the volume indicator, and from the volume indicator, do the news avoidance, and then I'm gonna just get forward testing, get some time. That's me. I'm just trying to get there. Really, it's going well. Good. I don't know if this is sort of a good speed, but I sort of tested I think 5 pairs in one day.
Oh, that's amazing.
C1, C2, and baseline. Yes, because it's a summer. I've been sleeping with blinds open, my windows, like curtains, and just waking up at the crack of dawn.
Yeah.
Getting involved, just getting on go real early.
Yeah, I know how that feels, mate. Being a fan of 2.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So then two more things. The next thing is so just from y'all, just giving some perspective, any advice or just any knowledge you want to pass on to people who's watching?
Yeah, well, I would say that VP handed us this whole strategy and system with a silver spoon in our mouths, basically, with the money management. It's like pure gold. But I'd say focus on the trade psychology, setting yourself up, getting yourself focused, looking at ways to not look at your wins and losses as wins and losses. Maybe look at them try and reprogram your mind to look at it as like plus and negative or something, to try and
don't be
take
emotional.
the weight off. Yeah. I think if you're setting yourself up and programming your mind to do that before you're getting into it, then I think that's great. I think trading psychology is so important, because he's already given us everything else, basically. But trading psychology is something you have to work on yourself.
Taylor?
And it's a massive journey. I've noticed myself, the way I analyse things has got more intense since I started getting into this.
That's good.
I'd say I'm pretty much on the same wavelength as Pop on that one, and just take your time. Don't expect unrealistic results either. So just look at it as don't expect to sort of making. I mean, for me, my expectations are sort of now until the next 5 years or something is having another income coming in, sort of just supplementing what I already do, and still having my time, depending on how well I do. I mean, you can sort of can build up your accounts with some of these prop firms in a short amount of time. If you get percent, double your account balance, which is be massive. And just don't give up. Don't get stressed out. Try not to anyway. If you find yourself getting stressed, just take some time, just breathe. Man. Just, I feel like VP's done us a lot, and I've literally downloaded all the YouTube videos. So even if the account gets banned from YouTube or something, I've got it all.
Oh, that's a good idea. I should do that.
Yeah, that's what you need to do with OS Buddy, or what's it called? OBS?
Yeah.
It's called?
Yeah, that's what I'm using.
Get them all downloaded as a package,
Yeah, and just put them into different files, just like the playlists are set up all there, and then you've got them for life, watch them offline, online, and I'd say...
That's really, sorry, Taylor. Yeah, I was just going to say that I use like a really nice platform called Notion. Have you heard of Notion?
I haven't.
It's basically it's like an education platform where you can create tabs and based on taking notes on Notion. So all of the videos I've got on different tabs, and then I've got links, and then I've got ideas, and my list, it goes like weekly goals, info central, so that's all my news and market times, and then I've got like a watch list calendar for when I was forward testing, and then I've got my forward test results in it. There's a spreadsheet, and then I've got my Think and Grow Rich, and I've got baseline, C1, C2, trading psychology. I've got all these notes, and it's really nice because I can just like build it on my phone. If I have an idea, I'll just put it on my phone, and then when I get home, it's all on my laptop, and I can readjust it all.
I think...
so I'd say, like, if you're starting out, get something like Notion, where you can just get all your notes and just refer everything to it, so you can go back to it if you have a question, even if VP's videos go and whatever. But you have your notes, and you have all your ideas, and you can see your progress. As you go forward.
And the thing for the very, very new people would be, I'd say, watch all the curriculum at least 3 times over. Take notes every time. Time. And then you'll have it in your head then. Because that's what I've done now.
Yeah, that's true.
I've watched the money management, the psychology, concepts, trading psychology. I've watched them all of them at least twice over, and I've taken notes both times. It's just really, going forward, that's a really good mindset you'll be in from there. So you'll sort of be like nothing that's in the shadows, no videos that you haven't really seen. If I look at titles of podcasts, titles of videos now, I think, I know what he's talking about in that bit. I know what he's talking about.
Are you guys slightly addicted to for listening to it.
Oh, for sure.
I'm hooked, man.
I mean, not so much now, but before, when I was like, because I've listened to it all so many times, I sort of know exactly what's going to be said. Like most of the things, from technical analysis, some of them videos still.
But
yeah, man.
He's like motivational.
If he was right,
if you're, it gets you back on track, doesn't it?
If he had new videos coming out, I'd still be hooked. But so I've watched them all, sort of feel like, right, okay, I've absorbed it all, definitely, like a sponge. Now I sort of feel like if I keep watching and listening now, it's almost like I'm going to be procrastinating, need to sort of get it down into the testing now, make it happen, forget it.
Chris, I've got a question for you.
Oh, what's up? How you gonna ask me a question on my podcast? I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
Well, no, because I kind of stole something from you. Or I guess not stole, I was influenced by your second confirmation indicator being a chart indicator where the bars change color. Yeah.
You said an on chart?
Yeah, an on chart indicator.
And you said...
Have you ever tried testing like 3 confirmation indicators?
Yeah, so like I know I didn't go into too in depth with it, but with the algorithm that I was building live on my stream on my YouTube channel, I tried the QQE as a third confirmation indicator and a volume indicator. So I tested it one time as it just being a standalone third confirmation, tested it as a volume indicator, then I tested it as a volume and third confirmation indicator, and with just everything that. What would you say?
So you can wave goodbye to the losses then, can't you?
Yeah, but it's kind of like it got to a point to where it didn't really benefit my algorithm enough. Like I was taking way more losses than what I was needing to, and it's like I gotta say, and also I guess my little advice I always want to tell people, like whenever you're building an algorithm, you want to be too careful and don't eliminate all your losses. I know that sounds counterintuitive, but just give me a second and let me explain. So the reason why I say that is Judge taught me this. It's a thing called opportunity cost that a lot of people don't know about. You have to be in the market in order to make money. So like, yes, you may have an algorithm, but if you only taking one trade every 3 months and it's a win trade, that's not really a good algorithm, because it only take one trade and it's going to go upside down, and that at that point you're losing money because you're not in the market. So that's hence the term opportunity cost.
That's a good thing to think. You say he's using a QQE third one.
Yes, that's currently my volume indicator.
Yeah, so how do you actually use that as a volume indicator? Because you see, the way I see volume indicator that I'm looking for is one that sort of goes only up, and then you trade. Yeah, I remember doing the baby pip school, and they talk about it. They called it a one-directional indicator. It's sort of like if the market's going down with volume, the volume still goes up. It doesn't follow price exactly, It goes above the zero line if there's volume, regardless of the direction of the volume. Do I'm making sense?
Yeah, you making sense.
That's what I'm. So how do you use the QQE as the volume for that?
So I would say that I guess firstly, let me just give like a preference. The way that I view some things is different than popular opinion. So like it's kind of like, remember, we always have volume and volatility indicators all in the same boat, but my version of a volume indicator includes like what you said. It tells you whenever there's true volume. Well, that's really hard to obtain, and it's sometimes not as reliable while you're backtesting and things like that, because it's easy to have something and backtesting it shows that it's good and everything, but forward testing it doesn't look that good. And in my personal experience, having true volume indicators, a lot of times me backtesting everything turns out to be repainting, and that's like a week's worth of work I done wasted. So what I done build up in my concept of a volume indicator is a lot of times is also a slow 2-line cross indicator. So what I did was I had it set up to where it's the two lines following one another. I just had it because you notice it don't, on the default settings, it don't flip flop a lot. It kind of show you a clear market direction if it's bearish or if it's bullish. So that's just what I think, because that's just honestly what I do. So you can either do that, or what you can do is kind of flip that around and say, well, if this line goes above this line, then there's volume. And that's why I want people to kind of expand their idea of like a volume indicator to like other indicators, because other indicators, especially volatility indicators, it shows you, well, okay, it was a big spike, there might be some volume. And another thing too is that you don't want an indicator that necessarily responds big to news events and big spikes, because if you do that, it's not really a volume indicator. It's just basically how VP would say, it's a news channel. It kind of tells you what already done happened and make a reason behind it. It say, oh well, it moved big because it was a bunch of volume. Well, no, it would just move the big volume, because a lot of times what I've done seen is that you'll have a big FU candle, and then you'll have about a week or two worth of little small doji candles, candles that not even really candles, that just straight bars and stuff like that.
Yeah,
that's interesting. I guess I've got this sort of ideal of finding an indicator that sort of VP explained in the volume, where it's it goes above the zero line if there's volume, and I'm kind of searching for stuff like that right now for the volume. So I might branch out and what you're saying, and sort of take some time to.
The ATR is like an interesting one, because when the ATR is going up, that's showing strong volatility, and down, if it's sloping down, then it's probably not a good time to trade.
Yeah, exactly. But remembering what VP said in the video, and I always look at this for other indicators as well, is throughout the years and throughout the different pairs perform differently because of the way it's calculated. So I'd like to ask you, your guys' opinion on that is, can you find an indicator that sort of, as you go back in time on the chart, numbers change, high and low numbers on the right hand side of the indicator sort of change? Is that a bad thing or a good thing? I'm talking about
how you're implicating the indicator. I guess it depends what you're using it for, but if it's two line cross, it's probably not a big deal. But
yeah, that's true actually.
I don't know if you're trying to.
It's a zero line, then that's bad. Because you're right.
Because there's no zero. Well, there's no 50. Some zero line crosses are actually 50 mark.
Yeah, I can say I ran into that issue a whole bunch. And one of the videos, I thought I was doing good building a volume indicator with the two ATRs, but due to scaling issue, like you said, the highs and lows constantly moving, it wouldn't give me a clear direction on what was where.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a good point. That's interesting. Thanks for that.
But now that was before I had realized, and I'm learning new things as I'm still going, even while I'm in the profit evaluation. I'm learning a big use of the data window and how that kind of just show you flat out what's the true value of what every single time. So there's you don't need to squint no more or anything like that. And so I guess.
All right. Okay. Yeah. I never used that yet.
Yeah.
It's on MetaTrader right now.
Yeah. All you got to do is press Control D and it'll pop up.
Yeah, I see that. It's really important. I had the no nonsense Forex backtesting day from Steve Young, and that sort of has that built into it. So yeah, that's a good thing to know. Data window.
Yes, sir. And I guess a couple more questions before we just start loosening up and just having fun with the stream. Is that so? Besides Judge, who would you say in the Discord represent no nonsense Forex? Obviously, other than Judge and VP. Like if you just have to pick one person to represent everybody.
That represents everyone.
No, I don't know. I find that to be a hard one because I think we're all got our own characters, you know. I think
There's one, I can't remember his name, Regal something. He's got like a
Victory.
lion picture as his profile picture.
Yeah.
Regal Victory, is it? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think this guy's proper switched on, and I like the way he sort of like looks at things objectively, and his testing seems pretty forensic.
Yeah.
To say the least. So I think he's a good representation of a solid, no-nonsense Forex trader.
Okay, that's good. That's good to hear. And another question that I have is, obviously, both y'all have been in the Discord for a while. Name at least 1 to 2 moments of you reading a judge rant on somebody, and what did the person do, and what happened, and what were you thinking?
Oh man, judge, just talk about EAs to judge. And he's off on one, isn't he?
Yeah, that's crazy.
I love it. It's great because I'm not very EAs, but
I'm at coding, you know. I don't know all about that sort of my life. Yeah, whenever Judge speaks, sort of like I want to read it because there's a nugget in there somewhere, you know, or something rather about you know, like what he thinks about that or that. And I'd be like, oh, okay. Last today in the general chat, I said, can the no-nonsense Forex profile be sort of adapted to stocks and stuff? And he said, something like marginally or like kind of. And I was like, can you tell me more about that, please? A bit more about that. Because it's got good insight. I think to have someone that's with all this stuff, which I knew I did make use of all that stuff. I feel like everything would go a lot quicker in terms of testing. But in terms of who represents no-nonsense Forex Discord, I think all active members sort of represent us, you know, like we're all cool, you know, all good, all like-minded, and because of the way that he's taught us everything, I feel like we're all like, we can see a scam, but there's a scam, we want to make sure we all don't get scammed. We all know about the big banks, and we're in the right place, which is sweet.
You know, I'd like to see on the Discord is some of the pro prop firm traders speaking out about psychology on the psychology chat. I'd like to see that, to see what kind of journey they're going through.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we and that's why also I'm building up this series, and we're going to keep on moving up, because a lot of times, like the admins and the pro prop firm traders and people like me, they don't really express all the issues that we go through like day-to-day basis. Like we have our own little like private chats that we talk about and stuff, but it's not really in the public, so everybody don't know. Like say you don't just wake up and you just trading amazing. Like you're still going through trials and tribulations yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's important.
Good motivation for us to go up into the private.
I've got a little question, if I can, to sort of throw it out there and talk about it. Because it's kind of on my mind in the background sometimes. It feels like, I guess it's a few questions in one, actually.
Yeah, floor is open.
Feels like, you know, looking at my results, my backtesting results, and sort of looking at the history of the Euro VIX and sort of other sort of indicators, whole sort of markets. You guys feel like, and it seems a bit counterintuitive to what we're all here for and stuff, but do you feel like Forex is sort of drying up for good, or also do you feel like this is to be a really sort of silly thing to think about, but just think, okay, VP's put all this curriculum out onto YouTube and stuff now. I always feel like, what if like a big banker sort of comes out and like sees all the curriculum, sees it all, and then they sort of think, okay, we have to manipulate the markets in these sort of ways, And now I know that, I don't know for a fact, but I guess the argument against that is, a daily time frame, you need a lot of money to sort of manipulate that. So I guess that probably answers it.
VP mentioned this in a podcast, actually.
Yeah, he did. I just always, these things just going on in the back of my head about the EuroFX, how it's sort of dried up. I know it just went to like all-time highs for a long time now, but that was only because of this sort of, stuff that's going on in the world right now. And
I think it's an indication, the EuroVix is like an indication of how much liquidity is in the euro-dollar sort of majors, sort of milkshake. But obviously it dried up because people were buying stocks because it was just going up.
Yeah.
So there's no activity in the Forex market because of that reason.
I guess I'd like to know your sort of view on that as well, A1, about like how you see the Forex market going in the future, and sort of like feel like.
Oh yeah, I get your question and everything, and it's like, in my opinion, I guess dressed like with the big banks manipulation, my point of view on that is that it wouldn't necessarily be in the big bank's best interest to try to manipulate it just for us, because like I said, even though we're 11,000 strong in the Discord, and I don't know how many people is out there, it's not enough money going our way, because let's just say per se that we can get all of us going one way. Like say if we all going long on Euro USD, right? It's so many people right now in the world who could be shorting it, that outweighs us far more. So say if they would try to hurt us, they'll be giving the majority of the 99% of traders more money. So it's not in their best interest to try to manipulate it to just hurt us.
Good point. Yeah, good point. Good point, man.
Yeah, the way I see it, Taylor, is like basically we are like pilot fish. Do you know what pilot fish are?
Really? Google
Pilot fish are those like little fish that eat the plankton and stuff from the side of a shark.
Okay, yeah.
So a shark is going through the market, just making huge trades. That's the big banks. And we're just pilot fish that are just eating little bits off the side of it.
Yeah.
I ain't no pilot fish now.
Not really affecting them. And I mean, that's a good point. I guess looking from what you guys just said about that, I mean, banks, it's easier to manipulate the dumb money. There's a lot of that going on. There's a lot of dumb money.
Mm-hmm.
I guess our money is not as dumb as that, We're not really the dumb money. We're not if we've tested a structure and an algorithm that's going to work. That sort of makes us the opposite of the dumb money. I guess in that respect as well, why would they try and manipulate themselves? That makes sense. Or manipulate that other side.
I think any no-nonsense Forex trader can become dumb money if the psychology isn't right.
Yeah.
Because then you go into panic mode and start changing your system.
Really, you just got to get some good data, good results, and then go yes or no for the algorithm. System.
Yeah, the other thing I was going to say about Forex, Taylor, is just think of the time when Forex is obviously a currency, and if crypto goes into the currency markets because the exchanges get institutionalized, then you'll be trading like crypto against fiat currency, for example. So because we're trading Forex, it's a real good advantage for the future, long term.
All these things going through my head, to be honest with you, Phil Pop, is it always going to be MetaTrader 4 that we're going to be able to use? What happens if happens into something else? Do you get to use our indicators still? I guess all these questions really don't matter until they do matter. To be honest, you know.
Yeah, and it's good that you saying it right now, because like so many people have that same question, but they'll never be bold enough to just talk about it.
I missed that question. What was that?
No, I was just making a comment on what Taylor was saying. Like, this is what if, like, will we always be able to use MT4, just like all those other questions? And it's like, it's good that he's asking that and he bringing that to light, because so many other people have that same question, but they're never too afraid to ask, so they just write it off. And those are the big things, like psychology, trading psychology. You need to deal with it. It's kind of like real life psychology. We're not gonna get into too deep into that, but you need to deal with your issues. You need to deal with your thoughts and ideas in order for you to progress and get better and further your trading career.
Yeah, and put yourself out there. If you get to know a few programmers and get friendly with them, you know.
Yeah, great.
If you have to switch some of your best indicators to MT5, then they'll probably be able to do that for you. Like if you get a Forex station, for example.
Yeah.
Get friendly with the guys there. You know, they're really nice people.
Loving, you know, networking and connecting, and I'm never going to trade any other way, you know. It's the daily chart, and that's it for me. Like, good. I like the trader I'm becoming. That's cool. Oh, well, thanks for talking about that stuff, guys.
No problem. Phil, was there something would you like to talk about? It's an open floor now.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm looking through my notes, and do you notice through your back testing when you normally get big winners after your stop loss gets hit? Is that just me?
No. I gotta say, it's not just you, because it's a lot of times, because I always see it, like if I lose a trade, it giving me an indication where, okay, the market is gonna more likely go opposite of what I originally thought about.
Exactly. Yeah, so like I get that all the time with my system, and I can just see that's kind of manipulation.
What about use avoidance? When I was testing my first system for like that would have been a great trade, but news avoidance stopped me out on the second day or something.
Yeah, I gotta say, as far as news avoidance, in the beginning, like I said, I wouldn't go with it. I would just ignore it. Okay, it just whatever. But actually seeing it, it works. Like, I gotta say, I saved about $300. I basically saved my my prop firm evaluation because I avoided the JPY interest rates, which everybody would talk about. That really didn't matter. It didn't yada yada whatever. By me avoiding that, it helped keep my prop firm evaluation live and keep going, and now I'm probably closer up to 2% now.
Oh man, that's important then. Yeah, I mean, it's all in hindsight, you know. You think, damn, I missed that good trade, damn, I missed this good trade. You just got to take like a zoomed out approach, and no, I don't know, I don't really know. Like, just adding my volume indicator tonight, I'm damn, I only had I've got my notes here, I've only had 3 trades on Australian dollar or Aussie CAD in 2019. I only had 3 trades so far, and I think I can't think that that's not a lot of trades, because there's another 28 pairs could have been you know, some opportunity.
Yeah.
So even though there's only 3 trades in 2019 for Aussie CAD, still positive, and there could be, you know, if I times 3 trades by, you know, 28, then, you know, that's, you know, 84 trades I would have taken in a month, or sorry, in a year or something, you know. And I mean, you just got to know the numbers. I mean, 84 trades in a year is probably low.
But I don't know if I was talking to you, Taylor, about that. But I remember I talked about it with a couple people. We were talking about with low trades. Now the thing is, if you're gonna build a slow algorithm, this is not necessary to you, this is just for everybody who's listening. If you're gonna build a slow algorithm, just know you gotta have a tougher psychology than the normal no-nonsense Forex trader. Because what's gonna happen is a lot of people are gonna be hitting big trends, and it's gonna be a week where you take no trades and everybody else taking 3-4 trades. They're making pips, they're making money, they're just excited and celebrating, and you just gotta sit on the sidelines and you just gotta wait your chance. A lot of people not be able to build for that. So that's just another thing you gotta take into consideration, which is psychological, and you're building an algorithm, is that it cannot withstand actually live trading this, and that is why you forward test things to see if it's compatible with you.
Yeah, I mean, to tell you the truth, I actually prefer to take not a lot of trades. I remember taking I had to choose between about 6 trades one night. Like recently, I was like, fuck, like this is mind-boggling. The less trades, the better. Like if I can take 3-4 trades a week, that's good sort of numbers to me. It's easier to control, you know. I've heard VP say as well, you know, the majority of the time you're not going to be getting trades. You're not going to be opening your charts every night and seeing trades. Mm-hmm. And he spoke about it in the general chat recently. And you know, it's the long game. You know, it's much better to, like somebody said, I envy them people that have all them lots of trades every week. And VP meant like chatted and he said, I don't envy them people at all. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
all about playing the long game and not trading with emotions. Like you could argue that a lot of trades makes your emotions, you know, and you just gotta totally just be an algorithm. So, yeah, man. I mean, I like the idea of a lot of trades. To be honest,
yeah.
Sort of idea. It's just you know, knowing the calculations, knowing so you could 84 trades or 100, 200 trades in a year. What percentage is that? What ROI is that at the end of the year? So that's all I've got in my head right now. 15 to 20%. I'm going for, and I hope to get that, regardless of how many trades I'm making. But yeah, man.
Phil, your opinion on slow and fast algorithms? Oh.
I did.
You still there?
He's got a hold.
Oh, we barely hear you.
Got technical issues on YouTube, so I haven't fallen asleep.
Oh, it's okay. Well, I'm finna just start reading the live chat questions until you're able to get your stuff ready, so we're not waiting. So Abdullah asked, and I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name, on news avoidance A1, on backtesting, how do you go about when you exit trade due to news, then trade goes in your direction? Will you enter that trade? So that's a big indication of no, I will not do that, because VP talked about this in a big concept, talking about that's the fear of missing out trade, FTMO, I believe. Fear of missing, I don't know, FOMO, there you go. It's a FOMO trade, and you do not want to do that. But yeah, I'm gonna just open the chat up, see if they have any questions. So then, Taylor, I got a question for you. So what would you say would be the quickest way to trigger the Discord if you were just to type something in the general chat?
Good then. I guess saying something like, I don't know. something so obvious that makes you realise. Something like, you know, like, guys, how do you feel about controls the market or something like that? You know what I mean? Like, Well, he said, what do you think you could type in the general chat that would like trigger people? I guess.
Yeah, just, tell me your best indicator.
Yeah, just pure ignorance. You know what I mean? Just something like, bias. How much do we risk per trade or something like that?
Oh no! See those quick answers. They're gonna say, okay, go watch the video. You got to do something real hard. And I would say the quickest way to trigger people in the general chat is probably say along like, man, you gotta love those Fibonacci Fibonacci's and VP videos. They're just something outrageous.
Yeah, print screen and like show them your chart and say, guys making loads of money using lines in this Telegram.
You just say like, look, I'm a programmer, I'm building an EA. If you tell me all your best indicators and the settings, I can build an EA for you.
Oh, they ain't ready for that one.
Yeah,
that's an instant kick out.
Man.
Well, I gotta say, do y'all have any last thoughts or anything like that? See, we're gonna wrap it up soon.
Yeah, I just wanted to publicly say shout out to VP for doing this and sticking his neck out and putting everything together. I think it's great.
Taylor?
People who get ahead in life, and everyone's retirement fund is screwed, and we can do something about that, for example.
Yeah, the last thing for me is as well, I just feel like, wow, like, yeah, it almost seems too good to be true. It's like, I really feel good about sort of what I found here, and I hope it can work. And if I get to the level the VP's at, I'm definitely gonna have to, thank him in one way or another, because that's really awesome for that.
Well, I gotta say, my last thoughts. Firstly, I want to say, and that's also why I'm shutting down shop, because it's getting close to the close of the daily candle, and obviously we can't be on live streaming and distracting people from our trades. But I gotta say, I really greatly appreciate y'all too, just sticking y'all necks out there on the line, being able to talk and have this conversation with me, and just be able to just really express yourselves and open it up. And I just say, just from hearing y'all talk and everything, I just see success in both of y'all futures. And just know, for me, y'all can ask for anything, like say any spreadsheets, any indicators, any help. And like I always say, this goes for y'all too and everybody who ever listening. There is no dumb questions in the DMs. Now in the general chat, if you talk about Fibonacci in the general chat, you're gonna get exposed, but in the private chat, I'm not gonna dog you.
Oh man, thanks for that, and right back at you, man. Any indicators, any sharing, any knowledge I can help with. It's all stuff, good community, and glad to help, mate. Glad to be here. Glad to speak to you guys, and good evening. Yeah, it's 9:20 p.m. Gonna get on the back testing. So see you guys soon. Yeah, forget it.